That is the hardest part of that ring.
For the hardest part of the ring.
Hello and welcome to episode 59 of Hardest Part of the Ring, the podcast where four friends get together to celebrate the wonder of professional wrestling. My name is Adam, and today I am joined by three men who have spent plenty of time in court, mostly for crimes against podcasting. Sam is here.
I didn't do it, boss.
John is here.
Hello, I probably did do it actually.
And Brett is here.
I think I went through the wrong door.
You're my character witness.
As you will have seen from the title of this podcast, we're going to be picking our top 5 wrestlers to defend you in court. But first up, I want to know, have you guys ever been to court? Sam, have you ever been to court?
I have never been to court.
What? That's a huge surprise.
I tried to take my old boss to court and he didn't show up.
Is this our...
Yeah.
All of our old boss is
Yeah.
boss, however you say
Thank you, buddy.
it. Yeah, okay, awkward. Do you reckon he's listening? John, have you ever been to court?
No, and certainly nothing I'd want to talk about on this podcast right now.
Oh, interesting. Brett?
Well, yes and no. I mean,
Ooh.
I did jury
Exciting.
duty, but it wasn't actually in a court. It was in a hotel.
Lucky.
Was this some sort of murder mystery weekend?
Yeah, it was.
Doesn't count.
No, it was a random thing. Not obviously anything I can talk about, but it was interesting.
I am so jealous. Like all my life I've wanted to do jury duty.
Do you want to hear my story? I've done jury duty twice.
Wow, lucky guy.
Yeah, and both times I didn't actually get put onto a case.
Oh, what? Because you're too racist?
Yeah, got it in one. Basically, the first time it happened when I was 17, and then the second time it happened when I was 18. So really weird.
Well, 17 and 18 is too young to be doing jury service.
That's scaring me. I don't want any 17-year-old deciding whether I did or didn't commit a crime.
Yeah.
There was.
Do you think I must be wrong, actually. Maybe I was 18 and 19, because maybe you can't do it until you're 18.
Yeah, I think it must be 18. There was definitely a kid that was like 18 or 19 when we did it, and
Yeah.
he sort of was there the first day and then just dipped out the rest of it and had to replace him.
Even that's too young. Like you need to experience the pressures of real life for at least 5 years until you can judge a person.
I'm not having anyone under the age of 20, 23, 25, 28 years old.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
I'd be tempted to say 30. I knew nothing when I was 18.
you
honestly.
know nothing, Adam Snow.
But you'd also want them not to be too old, because we all know how certain old people get. You can't.
Oh yeah.
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 Can agree
So what
on
we
both
want
of
is
those counts in my
30-year-old
experience.
white males only.
Yeah. That's
No,
a sweet
God, no.
spot.
Yeah, perfect combination for a podcast.
Right.
Okay, let's move on. Let's have a little break, and because we're all very tired, it's been such a long podcast already, and we will reconvene. What do they call it in court when you have a break?
We will
Recess.
get back to you.
Recess.
Yeah.
Let's have a recess. We'll get back to you. Yeah, that classic courtroom phrase. We'll get back to you after this.
Back of the neck of Charlotte into the hardest part of the ring, courtesy of Carmella.
Give it to Carmella, wisely using the ring to her advantage.
Top 5 wrestlers to defend you in court. We're going to be doing that in a minute. But just to remind everybody who's listening, if you are new to the podcast, then we have done quite a few top 5s now. Episode 6, we did top 5 wrestlers ring gear. Episode 14, top 5 entrance music. Episode 17 was top 5 stables. Then we went a bit silly on episode 28 and did top 5 wrestlers to help you survive the apocalypse. And episode 38 was top 5 reasons we love wrestling. And then episode 48 was top 5 bad taste moments in WWE. And here we are, episode 59. So pretty much every 10 episodes we do one of these. And I think we all enjoy them, don't we?
It feels like it's been an age since we've done one.
It does feel like a long time.
Yeah, it does. It was quite nice, wasn't it? Because we didn't have to sit through 3 hours of a pay-per-view. You just do a little bit of research, have a bit of a laugh. You know, it's not like a serious one that you're going to get really judged on. Like the top 50 or top 50
I would
wrestlers.
say if there's one that we're going to be judging on,
Yeah.
court related. There's a joke there somewhere. You figure it out.
There's going to be a lot of puns in this podcast.
Yeah.
Believe me. So tonight we are discussing wrestlers who we reckon could defend us in court and save us from a long stretch in the Usos penitentiary, possibly sharing a bunk with Nails. That was my joke for the pod.
Hey!
Yeah, thanks, guys.
You card. You should be put away for good humour.
Guilty. We're each going to bring 2 picks to the table. Then we're going to choose one of our picks to lock down into the final 5 before debating the final entry. We've also got a load of picks from our listeners, which will also be considered in the final debate. And just quickly, guys, to get us really in the mood for this, as if we aren't already frothing at the idea of picking our top 5, I have come up with a courtroom-themed wrestling match.
Ooh.
So I need you to bear with me. So, the teams. Exoneration X.
Okay.
Versus The Miz Demeanor.
Better.
Grand Metalik Jury. John Subpoena.
Oh, I like John Subpoena.
Okay, yeah, that's all right. Should have started with that.
And Tyler Interrobate.
What the hell is Interrobate? Oh, I get you.
Are you sure you didn't spend 3 hours researching this one?
Well, I spent more time on this than I did picking my picks.
I would love to see what got edited out of this list as well. Like, oh no, that's too bad, that one.
Oh God, so many. And they're going to compete in a felony cell match with special guest referee Vince McMahon-Slaughter.
Hey.
I'm pretty sure Vince McMahon was a character from WCW in the late 90s.
Motion to stricken from the record.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, nice.
Yeah, to be honest, when I came up with this idea of doing like a pun wrestling match, I thought I should just message Sam because he'll do a much better job. And then I got carried away. I came up with John Subpoena, and I thought I have to go through with this now.
Do you know what, actually? Tyler Interrobate is growing on me.
Yeah. Grand Metalik Jury is a bit of a stretch, but felony cell match I thought was good. I couldn't decide between that or an I Quittle match.
Oh, I like
I Quittle. Why didn't you go with I Quittle?
Fuck. Oh well, this is a workshop, okay? This isn't the real pod, is it? It's just a rehearsal. So when we do it for real, then I'll come up with something better. Yeah.
It can't be used as testimony.
Testimony.
Testimony. You should have got testimony.
Fuck's sake, Sam. Okay, Sam, you've got until the end of the pod to come up with a better match, a pun courtroom-themed wrestling match, okay?
All right, okay.
Okay, so now we're going to move on to the top 5 selection, and as I said, we're going to take it in turns to pick. We've got 2 picks each, and up first is the man who's frantically trying to think of wrestling puns. It's
the man who's frantically trying to find a pen.
It is Sam. Sam, who are you picking first for this?
All right, let me take you boys back in the time chopper to 2005. SmackDown, when a little known person as Mr. Thomas Whitney Esquire appeared on SmackDown, and he represented Muhammad Hassan as his lawyer. And this Mr. Thomas Whitney, he went on to become a little known wrestler called Tommaso Ciampa.
Oh yeah, I think you told us this on an early.
I remember seeing
an early
that.
pod. Yeah.
This man is a beast of a lawyer. He's a beast of a wrestler, and he knows how to eat a chokeslam, and he just struck me as competent. I always remember feeling a little bit sorry for him when he kind of got attacked for basically defending Muhammad Hassan for being an American.
Just doing his job.
And that was enough to get him turned into the biggest heel in wrestling today. So, Tommaso Ciampa, a.k.a. Mr. Thomas Whitney Esquire, is my first pick.
Did he have like the beard? I'm guessing probably not.
No, he was clean shaven.
He had hair though, didn't he?
He did have hair. He did have hair.
He did.
So he basically
he had
switched his hair
crazy
from his
hair.
head to his face.
It's almost like it rotated 180 degrees.
Yeah.
And man, I tell you what, it doesn't look like him at all. He
had glasses on as well, didn't he? And a big suit that just looked too big for him.
Oh God, the suit was way too big for him.
Yeah.
It's so
Was it like Kane's or something?
Yeah, it probably was, wasn't it? Like Triple H's maybe. Like,
I need a suit.
Very out of place.
This has got a 6 metre chest, is this right?
6 metre? Wow. That is ridiculous.
It's a great look. It's worth actually looking that clip up just because it is quite entertaining seeing a little Tommaso Ciampa slide his briefcase into the ring and then get beaten the shit out of.
I mean, this might be early, but I think this might be a nailed-on contender for the top 5 just because he probably has some experience in a courtroom, or at least defending someone.
Well, maybe. I think it's a very good pick because it's a clever one. Because not only was he actually a lawyer, he is also now an amazing wrestler, and we want good wrestlers involved. So
there we go. Also, I mean, come on, surely you wouldn't argue with him in court.
Oh God, no.
He'd be holding the briefcase and stroking it, and you'd just be like, "Yeah, sure, whatever."
Cool, good first pick, Brett. You're up next. Who's yours? Who's your first pick to defend you in court?
My first pick. Well, so I'm not going to go so serious. I've got a different plan.
Uh-oh.
It's going to end up with me, I think, pleading insanity because I'm picking R-Truth.
Oh, I like that.
I mean, you know, you could say it's because the truth will set you free.
You could say that.
Say that, but I chose it because, you know, the trial's going on, then R-Truth will keep stopping for dance breaks. Little 7-second ones, people will be like, what's going on? And then, right, he'll be, you know, 1 minute he'll be talking to the judge and then he'll like look to the side and down and he'll start talking to little Jimmy. Yeah. And everyone will be like going, what's going on? And then, you know, it'll be his turn to, you know, question a witness and he'll be there with his phone, moving it around, trying to catch Pokemon, and then he'll just wander off. And essentially it'll be a mistrial because like they'll think this guy chose him to defend him. He's clearly insane.
Oh, I like it. That is...
Wait for it, because at some point when they go, what are you doing? You can just turn around and go, you can't handle R-Truth.
Yes.
Oh, I think we stop the podcast there. That's it. Done.
Yeah, I think we literally should just have that phrase. You know, have the intro, then have Sam saying that, and then we'll just wrap it up. Perfect.
Yeah, that's
solid choice.
That's my choice.
Yeah, God, 2 great choices already. This is outrageous. Okay, I'm going to go next, and my first choice is a very simple one and is sort of similar to Brett's choice in the fact that we've clung on to the word truth, or in my case, true, because I've gone for Kurt Angle.
Oh, yes.
Not only is he an Olympian, an American hero, so, you know, has some credibility straight away walking into that courtroom with his medals around his chest, but he can literally say anything and then say, it's true at the end. And everybody just has to believe him.
That's
true.
You're saying that's legally binding?
That is how the law works.
Damn true.
So he'll just be like, my client may have been caught red-handed, but he didn't do it. Oh, it's true. It's true. And everybody will be like, fuck.
That's good.
That must be true.
But also, if we've learned anything from like American films and perhaps American real life, is that jocks get away with a lot of crimes. So, you know.
Also true.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So he could defend himself as well.
Yeah.
Adam, can I pull you up on something here? Because imagine Kurt Angle, he's in the dock, he's being tried, or he's doing his defending and all of that. And all of a sudden he goes, and now, Mr. Angle, could you please look to your left to present the evidence? What is he going to do?
Knew that was coming.
He rotates his whole body.
Yeah, he'll have to swivel his chair. He'll have to sit down and swivel in the chair.
It might be like that Star Trek court where he's in like the fucking machine and he can press his beep for once or
just beeps
twice.
It would be more like Thunderbird court. He'll look like a Thunderbird as he turns slowly to the side.
Oh, poor old Kurt Angle.
I know. But yeah, you know, my client is innocent. It's true. It's true. The jury are just going to be swayed by that.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty simple one. But that
positive
is my first
reinforcement.
Pick. Yeah. Good. John, who's yours?
Okay, so my first choice is notorious wrestling shitbag Vince Russo.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you went there.
Yeah. So obviously former WWE and WCW writer, kind of one of the leading contributors to WCW's downfall. responsible for some of the most outrageous and crazy storylines in wrestling history. So I'm thinking that my defense would just be bonkers. Like Kevin Nash would stumble in and do 10 minutes of stand up. There'd be surprise witnesses. My mum would give like a character reference, but she'd be suspended on a pole. There'd be a wedding, but then David Arquette would interrupt and claiming to be my lover. And we'd probably all finish it up with like maybe do like a recreation of the Montreal Screwjob. I just think it would be. I'd probably go down. I don't think I'm going to be found innocent in this, but I think it would be exciting.
Yeah, they'll make it into a Netflix series afterwards.
There'd be a lot of twists and turns.
Yeah, it'd be about 45 episodes.
Very exciting.
45 episodes covering what 3 episodes could have covered. But I'll lap it all up. I'll absolutely love it.
I love the idea as well of like Hulk Hogan sitting in the courtroom in the back just nodding away like, yep, this all makes sense. It all makes me look good.
Wow. Great first picks, guys. Yeah. So
what round? Guys, we are getting off.
Pardon?
We're getting off. Whoa, we are getting off with this crime.
Yeah. Let's move on
what do you
quickly.
call it when you get away with a crime?
Yeah, you're proven innocent.
Yeah,
you're getting off. Yeah, you're getting away with it. I mean, getting off is right. We're just. We
probably shouldn't call it getting off.
Yeah. Let's recap those first 4 picks then. We had Tommaso Ciampa, aka Thomas Whitney Esquire. We had R-Truth, we had Kurt Angle, and we had Vince Russo. And before we go on to our second picks, I wanted to have a quick interlude because I thought it might be quite fun to hear about some wrestlers who have been in trouble with the law, IRL, in real life. You up for that?
Can we turn this into a game?
Yeah. As long as it stays light, because it could go dark.
Give us the wrestler, we'll give you the crime.
Yeah, very dark.
Yeah, I mean they are quite dark, but I've just picked out a few because some of them are funny, some of them are dark, and some of them are funny and dark.
I'll say, how many involved them getting into fights in buses or planes?
Well, none of them actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought
they were all
of
too
them.
tame. They were all too tame to include. First up is Ric Flair, who's been arrested numerous times for ridiculous reasons. In 1996, he was arrested for letting an underage drunk girl drive his car, and then almost a decade later, he was arrested for road rage.
I really hope that underage drunk girl turned out to be Charlotte.
Ric Flair is just a treasure.
He is. Absolute treasure. What a great birthday party he had the other day as well.
Yeah.
Vader. In 2002, 8 officers, 2 dogs, and 3 sets of handcuffs were needed to arrest him after he wrecked his vehicle and tried to flee the scene.
Could you imagine Vader fleeing the scene?
Honestly, I'm going to get away from you guys. Vader.
He was quite a mobile big guy, though, wasn't he?
It's an ambitious play.
Yeah. Apparently, he was intoxicated during the whole process and even threatened to kill the police dogs.
I wouldn't bet against him pulling that off either.
No.
The dogs, though, that's too far.
Yeah.
He should have
way
worn
too
the
far.
mask. Would have got away with it.
Oh, that big ball mask that used to do the steam out the back.
Oh, that was so cool. The mastodon.
Yeah, that was terrifying. That'd scare them.
If Vader wanted to get away with something, not wearing the mask is the way forward, because surely he's more recognisable with his mask on.
Good point, actually.
Yeah.
I mean,
Scott Hall, up next, he was arrested for groping a 56-year-old woman in 1998.
56. I mean, Scott Hall also famously killed a guy.
someone.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't gonna bring that up. I just bring up the funny ones. And then he was arrested in 2000, 2008, 2010, and 2012, respectively, for various offences ranging from bar fights, driving under the influence, and domestic disturbance.
Is that like every even year he gets arrested?
Yeah, it's tradition.
That's pretty good.
He gets arrested, then he cleans up his act, and then he falls off the wagon, and then he does something awful, and then the cycle continues, which isn't really very funny, I suppose. But,
has there been more Scott Hall arrests or fast lanes? I reckon.
Scott Hall arrest, I reckon.
Yeah. Save that question for your quiz.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably up there with Survivor Series and WrestleMania at this point.
Next up, New Jack, everyone's favourite.
Oh, this is going to get dark
dear.
quickly.
During a match with an indie wrestler in Florida, New Jack inexplicably began to stab his opponent with either a knife or a sharp bit of metal, depending on which version you believe.
I thought this wasn't going to get dark.
Well,
That's pretty.
yeah.
Yeah, I think the
I
video's
just
on
find this fun.
YouTube, isn't it? I think.
Fans were stunned, and the poor victim was
Yeah.
taken to a hospital. New Jack was charged with assault and held on bond, but the victim chose not to press charges so long as New Jack trained him and took him on tour.
Oh, so it's all a work. It's
Oh,
all
that's
a work.
That's a good ending. I thought this kid was like 17 as well, or is that a different story?
Well, Sam, you say it's a good ending. New Jack agreed, but as soon as he was released from prison, he ran for the state border without the man he'd agreed to train.
I'd
Because
love
that
if he
was
just ran
just
into
too much
Vader.
to do.
Yeah,
Train
exactly.
a kid.
What a shit. And finally, William Regal. During a flight to a WCW event, the extremely drunk
There we go.
Regals...
Plain story.
Oh, yeah, sorry, mate. I forgot. It's because it was last. He stumbled to the lavatory to relieve himself. Unfortunately, he left the bathroom door open, and when a stewardess tapped him on the shoulder to tell him to close it, he turned around and caught her in his stream.
That's on her. That's not on him.
So, embarrassing story to
It's
put
literally
into a
on her.
podcast.
Oh, Sam.
In real life, I've done that exact same thing, but not on a plane.
Well, where?
Yeah. It was on my year 6, kind of, you know, like you get a school trip at the end of year 6, like you've all done a good job. Yeah, there was an incident involving kayaking and someone tapping me on the shoulder, turning around, and I regaled her. I felt bad about it.
So you were in... What? You were in a kayak?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm struggling to understand
no,
that
so-
part.
Okay, so there's a couple of parts of this story which kind of make the sum. So the first part is apparently you're meant to wear your swimming gear underneath the wetsuit. Didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
I thought it was
So
just
that was the thing.
just
Well,
skin
it's
and
It's just for
wetsuit.
hygiene, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't realise. I was like, what, 11 or 12? I went lunga punga. I thought it was fine.
Yeah, why do you need
Anyway.
hygiene as well? Like you're going in water, it's going to be clean-ish.
Yeah,
Which
probably.
you're not rubbing your knob all over the wetsuit
mean-
before some other 12-year-old uses it. I
guess.
don't know. I'm not that invested in this.
So we're kayaking away. I really need the loo. We pull over. I run
Pull
off.
over.
Pull over.
Oh, pull over a minute.
Let me just signal. Hang on a second.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you pull
so
over and you come.
I run off on my own. I go to use the loo. I didn't tell anyone, and so I go missing. And everyone's apparently worried about
How
me.
long
So
is
everyone has to. It was a long walk. So I didn't want anyone to see me, peeing. So
Yeah.
everyone splits off to go find Sam because he's the idiot who's gotten lost. And this girl finds me and she taps me on the shoulder, and I turn around and I wee on her feet. So, yeah,
Mate.
that happened. That's now on the podcast.
Now you're married.
Hi, all new listeners.
Surely,
Mm-hmm.
you realised, well, obviously you didn't realise at the time that one of life's great pleasures is weeing in a wetsuit
Oh my
when you
God.
wear
No,
it.
I thought you were going to say women on woman there for a second. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's another of life's great pleasures.
Anyway, me and William Regal have that in common. So
Yeah, okay, fine.
Hang on a
Apparently
second.
Regal,
Can we not... Weeing in a
Go.
wetsuit feels good. Doesn't it not just stay in the wetsuit?
Yeah,
I'm
if you're
not with
usually,
that at all.
I mean, school trips done in England are usually, when you're in water, it's usually absolutely freezing. So if you then do a little wee in your wetsuit, the wee, when you're a kid, I wouldn't do it now, okay, I am more hygienic. When you're a kid, the wee sort of spreads around the wetsuit and warms up your whole body before dissipating.
I can see where you're coming from, Adam. At the same time, I'm really pleased that I was able to tell that story and yet somehow not come off as the weirdest and strangest person on the pod.
Yeah, imagine you just get like a full body rash after that.
Yeah.
Listeners, get in touch if you've weed yourself in a wetsuit, please. Please back me up on this. I don't.
That's our next top
Is
5.
that weird? Who knows? Anyway, William Regal. He then blacked out and woke up in Alaska where the flight had been diverted.
Because of the wee incident.
Yeah.
That's extreme.
I mean, it's air flight. They do get a bit, anal about this stuff. I was trying to think of a better word than anal then. I just couldn't. No, not now, John. Don't use that word now.
Yeah, well,
Good
cool.
stuff. Anyway, that's a
Top
quick interlude.
interlude.
Yeah, and
That
I
was a
want to
great
say
interlude.
I want to say thank you to Sportskeeda because I basically ripped off a load of info from them. So thanks to them, and thanks Sam for revealing what you just did. And let's skate over what I
Yeah.
said. Next picks, second pick, Sam. Back to you.
Okay, right. So, hear me out on this, right? You're in court, right? You're going to need someone.
You need a wee.
You need a wee. Well, this guy probably does. You need someone who knows the court system, right? Knows how to get away with many, many, many crimes. Somehow manages to piss everyone off and just keep coming back like chlamydia. I'm talking about X-Pac.
Oh.
Right? Because imagine that kind of no-quit attitude where no one in the world likes you, yet somehow you end up in the WWE Hall of Fame. Like, that's the kind of tenacity I need defending me on this court bench to kind of... I was about to say get me off, but that's not what I want to say.
For God's sake, just keep saying it, Sam. You can't help yourself.
I know.
You need X-Pac to get you off.
That's what I'm trying to say, yes.
This podcast has been disgusting so far. I can only apologise.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be like this. This is our bad taste moment. I need X-Pac to basically represent me in court because that guy... I mean, he got arrested in an airport for trying to take meth through it. And then, like, a month later, everyone was like, oh, yeah, it was a misunderstanding. Like, the only misunderstanding must have been, hey, my friend is Triple H, so...
He did get away with that, though,
Yeah,
didn't he?
exactly. Like, that guy is
cool.
Teflon.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
And
he's got that really cute dog as well. That'd be really handy in court.
And how did he get that into NXT? And as you've said many a time, John, you know, he does that show where he does heroin with Val Venus, so...
No.
And yet
he does that
That's
show
confirmed.
where he gets
John
stoned and
confirms
watch wrestling with Ron Funches. I mean, he might do a show with Val Venus and heroin. I haven't seen it.
Well, you know,
It might be great. It sounds fantastic.
just
Subscribe after this.
X-Pac can get away with anything, and that's the kind of representation I need in a court of law.
Good.
I rest
Strong second
my
pick.
case.
I'd say that's definitely not getting in the top 5.
Yes.
No offence. Who's next? Brett. Who have you got? Who's it going to be?
So I've had my silly one. This is my serious one.
Ooh.
So I've chosen Zack Sabre Jr. this time.
Boom.
Because this is a guy that has a strong moral compass. He's got good values, and most of all, I'm hoping...
He'd be a terrible lawyer then, surely.
I'm hoping... No, because obviously I'm innocent in this situation.
Oh, of course.
So he doesn't have to lie.
Okay.
But I'm hoping, though, that he can tie the prosecution in knots with words just like he can with limbs.
I mean,
essentially.
just quickly,
Nice.
have you heard him on the mic?
He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's all right on the mic.
What?
Yeah.
He's got a mouthpiece, because he's not that good.
Oh, no. Well, all
In
his...
Japanese.
Yeah.
Well, we're in Japanese court.
All his bits to camera after matches are great.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he's
But
pretty good,
also,
actually.
I thought, failing him being able to do it with words, he can just start doing the latter and tying everyone in knots in the courtroom with their limbs.
Yeah.
And then we just run out and escape.
That's true, actually. Literal pair of handcuffs.
So, Brett,
Yes.
whiter than white, I'm always innocent, but needs to escape from court. He doesn't trust the system to find him innocent.
Yeah. I mean, come on. You know, Donald Trump is still out and being president, so of course I
that's your
don't
answer
trust
to
the
everything,
system.
Brett.
That is.
Such a classic defence.
Okay, very nice. Are you tying everybody up in one big knot? Because I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I think it would be great to work it that way, like,
Big
you know,
ball of string.
yeah, one of those rubber band balls or something, you know.
I could see
Yeah,
that.
just but with people. Oh, I like that. Okay, good choice. I am next for my second pick, and I'm going to go for a Brit. And I'm going to go for somebody who has one of the best promos in the business. Somebody who hopefully our American listeners will be well aware of now if they've been watching NXT UK, because I'm going to go for Zach Gibson. Huge reaction, as expected. Obviously, he can talk through any amount of heckling from the gallery. He's very used to that. He's never going to get distracted by a few boos. He would finish every final summary with the phrase "soon to be recognised as innocent defendants number 1." And
Nice.
if all else fails, he can just put the judge in the Shankly Gates. That's all I've got.
Yeah.
It's a lot of submission holds going off.
Similar
in crowds.
ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all expecting it to go wrong. So
It's almost like we don't trust wrestlers in court.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, come on. He is an excellent talker. And I think people would just, in the end, sort of submit to him because he'd just keep going on and on and on and on. And they'd be like, okay, fine. Yeah, we've got photographic evidence of this man decapitating this child, but
Do you know how,
fuck
like,
it, let's let him off.
Kind of...
Decapitation's come up again. Sorry.
What is wrong with you, man? You know how, like, in
I know.
British courts, like, you always have the court illustrator doing, like, a nice little picture as the court goes on?
Yeah.
Would there be one of, like, the entire jury holding their shoes up?
Yeah.
So I would pay to see that.
Yeah, each one will be different. They'll be standing up, they'll be sitting down, their shoes will be off.
Yeah. It's perfect.
The judge will be there going, order, order. And no one's paying attention.
Yeah, and I just think, you know, I mean, a lot of people might have difficulty understanding him, which could work in his favour with his thick accent.
Yeah, I mean,
you know.
that's what my thinking was behiund Great Car. Oh, no, I didn't choose Great Carly in the end. Oh, he didn't.
Oh, you were going to choose Great Carly.
He made the long list.
Oh, I can't wait to hear your honourable mentions.
Yeah.
So Zach Gibson, I think he could talk his defendant out of any crime. So yeah, that's my second pick. John, what's yours?
Okay, so my second pick is the Acolyte Protection Agency, the APA.
All of them?
Oh, it's a team. It's a legal team.
Yeah, legal team.
Yeah.
See, the way I see it planning out is almost like an episode of Law and Order. Like
can see
JBL
this.
in the first half would be the guy sort of going around to dingy apartment buildings and interviewing suspects and witnesses, being outraged at the corrupt system, so arguing with Farouk about bringing the case to trial. And then the second half would be Farouk in the courtroom just looking at camera going, damn, a lot.
Is there an argument to say that JBL is the corrupt system?
Yeah, I was going to say, there's a flaw in your plan
That's
there.
a very good point. Yeah.
There is nothing JBL would be against with a flawed system.
I think JBL is a great choice, though. You could really see him as a really
With his
slimy
cowboy hat on.
lawyer. Yeah,
Yeah,
He does seem like the
definitely.
bad guy in sort of like a civil rights movie, you know?
yeah, definitely like
He'd be representing all the worst kinds
a villain
Yeah,
in
like-
Dallas.
Is that what you're calling
Yeah.
yourself, John? The worst kind of people.
Hey, man, that's not my label to put upon me, but, you know.
Yeah, we all know.
I mean,
we all know that's what.
Let's be
what
honest,
John is.
who's not going to love just having Farouk in court and every single time a revelation comes out, just damn.
Damn!
Oh man,
Perfect.
that's a strong choice.
That really is. That is a very strong choice. Great. So that is our two picks each done. Just to round those four up, that was X-Pac, Zack Sabre Jr., Zach Gibson, and the Acolyte Protection Agency. So yeah, that's our 8. And after a quick break, we will hear from the listeners and see if they've done any better.
Hardest part of the ring, and Sami Zayn able to dodge that catastrophe.
Right, listeners, you guys got in touch in your droves, actually. We got quite a few responses to this. We put the same question out to you lot, asking you who you would like to defend you in court. And John is going to tell us what people said.
Yeah, so if any of these are good enough, we're going to take them into consideration. So the
Yes, that's
first
a good
one
point.
is from Will Superkick. He says, the genius, because he's a genius.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, he also says Big T Justice, because he's a lawman too. Eddie Guerrero, if he was still alive, he'd find a loophole to get me off.
Yeah.
Phrasing. Yeah.
Get me off. Everyone's just
Everyone's saying get me off. It's not just me.
Stone Cold, because he just the prosecution into giving up. That would get so irritating.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally. He'd be held in
that's a good
contempt.
Oh yeah, good point. It can't be so cold. Finally, Taker for all those years as chief wrestling court man.
Oh yeah, because he used to run Wrestlers Court.
Wrestlers court, yeah.
Yeah, good choices. Yeah,
Taker's
so
quite
solid,
a good one.
Solid selections.
Pete Saman says Jericho, and Shinsuke. Maybe the accent throws them off
Why Shinsuke?
because the
Well,
accent.
yeah, that'd,
Yeah.
that'd be so difficult to sit through his broken English.
Wouldn't you enjoy though, like rather than Shinsuke being a lawyer, Shinsuke being the judge? Because it'd be like, here's the Right Honourable Mr. Nakamura, and then he'd come out and do the whole entrance.
Yeah, that would be good. That'd be really good. MJ from Utah Cult, he says, I only need one, the $1 Million Man for bribes. He always gets away.
He's also going to charge you, MJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
I do like, I nearly went with $1 Million Man as well. I thought he would be good.
I nearly went with IRS.
Yeah. That would be a good one. Just because he has a suit. He wears
Well,
wears a
exactly.
shirt and
I
tie.
mean, he's already got half the battle down.
part.
Yeah. Planet Jobbers also says the genius is all you need.
Wasn't the genius more kind of acclaimed for kind of telling poems?
Poetry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not being
Don't
Macho
think-
Man Randy Savage, who really should be number one on this list.
Oh, could you imagine? That'd be so good. I'd love to have Macho represent me in court. I would even get arrested on purpose just to have that happen.
If Macho was defending me, I would too. I would commit any crime.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, Slav Sabre Jr., great name. He says Zack Sabre Jr. would talk anyone into releasing me, or alternatively just tie them into a knot, with the outcome being the same.
Great idea,
Yeah.
Slap Sabre Jr.
Oh, what
I'm
an
totally
idea.
with you. That is the best listener comment yet.
Now we know where Brett gets his ideas from. He just waits for the listener comments to come in.
Just waiting for if you rearrange the letters of Slav Sabre Jr., it just makes Brett Jones.
What?
It doesn't. It doesn't even come close.
It did.
Amir from Wrestle Plug, he has a couple of suggestions. He says The Miz, because he can talk his way out of wrestling just to do a reality TV, and that's a skill.
Yeah.
Daniel
Miz would be
Bryan.
great.
Do you think? I think The Miz is the kind of person who, even when he's completely right, is still horribly dislikable.
Yeah, I think he'd just talk you into trouble as well.
I think he'd lap it up, wouldn't he? He'd absolutely love playing that role.
Yeah.
I think he'd be very good at it. But yeah, I'm sure he probably wouldn't get anyone off. Anyway.
A bit also says Daniel Bryan can send people to sleep talking about veganism. Big E could distract any jury with those gyrations. And Mura Suzuki can just stare out the judge. And Samoa Joe for the same.
Yeah, pure intimidation.
Samoa Joe was on my
Go
long
the
list.
mafia route.
Yeah. Joe and Suzuki. But yeah.
What a legal team that is.
Yeah,
No one's
Suzuki
going to
was on my
find
long
you
list.
innocent with those two on your side.
But hold on a second, because would you want to be found
Whoa.
innocent? Because imagine what happens after Minoru Suzuki's the judgment goes against him. Like
Yeah.
that chair.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Make sure the chairs are all nailed down.
Just think of that poor little woman like tapping away on the
stenographer.
record thing, just like getting absolutely
Wailed on.
Yeah.
Okay, got two more. Bano 05. Bano Lan 05. Go Bano Lan 05.
Yeah.
The Rock and The Miz, who can use their promo skills to help me.
Yeah.
Stone Cold Steve Austin to scare people for me. Selena Vega because of her beauty and her brain.
I mean, she did make Andrade successful.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
And if all else fails, the $1 Million Man can just buy my freedom.
Guys, you really think the $1 Million Man is on your side? The $1 Million Man is the one who's sending you to prison.
Yeah. He doesn't give a fuck about you.
No. He's bought
only
the
if you can
judge.
make him money. Yeah.
Yeah, he's paying off everybody in that court, every member of the jury, to make sure you go down. Oh well, Banalan 05. It's to prison for you.
And finally, Capital Clamface, he says clearly David Otunga first. That's a weird shout.
That's the best
Well,
answer.
no, he's a
yeah,
lawyer.
he's an actual lawyer.
Is he really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't believe I
David
didn't think of that.
Otunga is a
But
lawyer.
Yeah.
the thing is, like, he's David Otunga, and so you just wouldn't want him
Yeah.
to represent you, would you?
He didn't.
David Otunga.
Well, hold on.
That's-
He's qualified as a lawyer. He's not a lawyer.
Yeah.
The same
No,
reason he's
like-
not
he
a
is
wrestler. He was
qualified.
bad at it, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, wow, I've done all these years learning to be a lawyer, and I'm so bad at it that I'm going to have to be a
I'm going to have to
commentator,
pretend to
wrestling
fight
commentator.
people for a living and
A
couldn't even
wrestler
do that.
and a commentator. Yeah,
It does make a lot of sense.
Oh,
It's the
dear.
most sensible suggestion out of the lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he also says Papa Shango to voodoo the jurors.
we have a winner. We have a winner.
This might be
Shango.
the first top 5 where you haven't shoehorned Papa Shango in here. somehow.
Yeah.
Shit, you're right. I'm glad he got a mention. That means he's got a mention on every single top 5. Thank you,
Yeah.
Capital Clamface. I owe you one.
He also says Damien Sandow as he is the intellectual saviour.
To be fair, he's
Bray
probably
Wyatt
looking
to
for work.
baffle the judge into letting me go. And finally, whoever was behind GTV to get dirt on everyone and to use it against them.
Goldust TV.
Oh, is that what that joke was?
Oh, I didn't.
That was that. Yeah,
I
that
didn't know
weird.
what GTV was.
When they had like behind the scenes vignettes and things
Oh.
of people doing stuff they shouldn't, and I think it was all like a big vehicle to do some sort of angle with Gold Dust, and then they decided against it. It was GDTV.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what GTV was. That's good because you could serve Gold Justice. Go.
That was.
Hey, Sam, save your puns
Still
for your
workshopping
massive
ideas
pun
here.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
are we going to take any of these forward? I think David Otunga's a good shout.
Yeah. I want to just make a shout for Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero.
Like,
Undertaker.
Undertaker. I mean, Stone Cold was obviously a pretty good one. I don't know. I think if we start, accepting the listener suggestions, then
we're going to be out of jobs.
we're going to be out of jobs. Yeah, they're all going to start their own podcasts.
All right, so who's going to make our top 5?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's. Well, first of all, of course, we need to lock down one of our own picks each. So, Sam, you've got Tommaso Ciampa, aka Thomas Whitney Esquire, or X-Pac. Who are you going to keep?
Oh, it's got to be Ciampa. He's a lawyer.
Easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good choice. Brett, R-Truth, or Zack Sabre Jr.?
R-Truth all day.
That's tough. Okay.
R-Truth. I love R-Truth.
Yeah, me too.
I've got a pick between Kurt Angle and Zach Gibson. I'm going to keep Kurt Angle. I've got to. To. And John, you've got Vince Russo or the Acolyte Protection Agency. Two great picks.
I could be an absolute arsehole and go Vince Russo just to have him in there, but I'm not going to be. It's going to be APA.
It's got to be APA.
Hey.
Yeah, for damn alone. I liked that.
Yeah, very nice. So that's our 4 locked in, and now we need to debate the other four basically, and choose which one makes up the final 5. So we've got Russo, X-Pac, Zack Sabre Jr. and Zach Gibson. What do we reckon? Any obvious shout there?
I quite like X-Pac.
Yeah,
He always squeezes
Nobody's
in.
ever said that.
He does. He's just like
He's a
irritating.
slimy bastard, and that's what you want out of a lawyer.
Yeah. Plus, I think if he brings that dog, it's a winner.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And, I'm with the tenacity. Just keep coming back.
The guy just
Fuck it.
never gets
Whatever
pinned
gets
for anything.
thrown at him.
Yeah. Also, I've seen a video where he's busted open his ball bag doing the Bronco Buster. Kudos.
I wonder where you were going with that. X-Pac, it is, I think. I think that's good. So our top 5 wrestlers to defend you in court are as follows. Tommaso Ciampa, a.k.a. Thomas Whitney Esquire, R-Truth, Kurt Angle, the Acolyte Protection Agency, and X-Pac.
That is an Ocean 11 defense team.
We're all
What a
going to
dream
prison.
team that is.
See you in prison, guys.
Yeah,
Shotgun,
even just
bottom
getting
bunk.
them to turn up on the same day would be a nightmare.
Actually, shotgun top bunk. Which bunk do you want when you're in prison?
Oh.
Top bunk.
Yeah, top bunk.
Yeah, top bunk.
Yeah, okay, good. Good, please we sorted that out. So that's our top 5. Should we quickly fly through some honourable mentions? Any that you guys had on your list that you didn't quite get to do? Brett?
Just Minoru Suzuki was one of mine, again, for the straight and intimidation mafia style. No one's going to say boo to him, so
Yeah.
you get free that way.
Very nice. John?
I had Jerry the King Lawyer.
Yes.
Mainly for the pun, but also because he has a history of making some legal issues disappear.
Very true.
I also
that's a great one, John.
I also went with the gobbledygooker just because satire.
Not so good. Yeah.
Can we say, it's probably Vince McMahon for all wrestlers WWE related, why lawsuits disappear.
Very true.
I mean, yeah, if we can
Should've
add
got Vince
McMahon's to
McMahon
this,
sorted involved.
then all of them.
Sam, who did you have honourable mention wise?
I had the great Carly because he's got a background. He's got a background in law enforcement, right? A proven record. He's had a success. He's made a success of himself in a challenging environment. And who is going to argue with the great Carly?
Well, he's got experience with the Punjabi prison.
Well, there we
Good
go.
point.
Oh, I was going to say, what is his proven experience?
He was a policeman.
No.
Yeah.
Was he a mascot?
No, I think he was a proper, I am the law kind of guy. Right?
You're going to be picking.
You could just run away from him, though, couldn't you?
Well, not back then when he was
To
agile
be fair,
and scary.
if you were committing a crime and saw him come around the corner,
Oh, yeah, I'd
Cricket.
bolt.
Yeah.
And I'd probably expect him to not catch me.
No.
he's definitely not
wouldn't.
catching you.
Yeah.
But every 4 steps of yours is like one of his.
I also
Still-
can't in the
I still
courtroom though. I
reckon.
can't imagine how he would work with like a ring binder. I can't imagine his hands are too big to deal with like a ring binder.
Yeah, I think there'd be a lot of difficulties. I don't think he'd be a competent lawyer.
And that
like the rest
that
of our
desk,
list.
that desk will be like lifted up onto his knees and like just balancing. And
But tell me you don't want to
The
see
wrestling
Great
team.
Khali in a suit, sat behind a little desk, shouting out objection in Punjabi.
with you next to him as well, you'd look so tiny.
Oh god, that'd be amazing.
I mean, that's
That would be good.
a legal drama for the ages.
Fashion police. The fashion police. flanking
Fashion
you.
police didn't even turn up. Where are they? They've got to be the bailiffs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
They're bringing in the defendants.
Oh.
I had a few honourable mentions. I had Spike Trevay because obviously he's a posh boy, he'd fit in well with the establishment.
Oh,
Wrap
yeah.
the jury around his little finger. And then I had Bret the Hitman Hart because he's the excellence of prosecution.
Oi!
Oh, nice.
Or
Finish
it'd lead
on a
to
high.
you getting executed.
Oh, yeah, that's very true. That is a very good point, actually. Cool. That is it then. We've done our top 5. And after this short break, we'll be back with some interesting news.
Let me tell you guys, that's the hardest part of the ring right there. That's where that steel goes down and a lot of, I'm going to tell you, you don't want to land right there.
Right then, yes, there is some news. It's not actually particularly that interesting, but it is exciting because there is a brand new Riptide Wrestling podcast and I am on it.
Hey.
Nice.
Regular listeners will know that we're all big fans of Riptide, and we were asked as a podcast to get involved with the Riptide pod alongside MJ from the You Total Cult podcast, who's done a lot of interviews in the past with wrestlers on the Riptide roster. So yeah, I met up with MJ and we had a good old chat about Riptide and about their last show, Deep Six, and Tom and Josh from Riptide are also on the podcast. And it's going to be sort of a semi-regular thing to review Riptide shows, preview them, and do some other cool stuff as well. And, maybe some of the other guys, some of you guys, Brett, John, Sam, might feature on it as well at some point. So
Maybe.
yeah,
Who knows?
maybe. So go and check that out.
We should count ourselves lucky, guys. We've got superstar, podstar, Adam still on our pod. We're going to lose him soon, it sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Podcast.
Yeah, doing all these other pods.
You're flirting with WCW, Adam. We see what you're doing.
No. I've got one of the open contracts, as I said. Like MJ's exclusively working with Riptide, but I have an open contract. I can appear on lowly other.
Just wait till the next quiz. There's going to be a
promotions,
screw job. You're going to have it in the bag, and it's going to be a ring the bell. Ring the bell. We can't have Adam
Yes.
taking the hardest part of the ring title to Riptide. That's not how this works.
Oh man, that'd be quite good though. Cross promotion would. We might do that. Maybe we'll do a crossover quiz at some point. We should.
Yeah.
But yes,
I think they'd
it's cool.
smash us though. It'd be really embarrassing.
They would.
To be fair, I reckon any schmo off the street could smash us at wrestling.
Yeah,
knowledge.
that's a very good point.
So the podcast, if you want to check it out, I mean, to be honest, most people who are Riptide fans who are listening to this probably have already seen it. It's called Riptide After Party. So if you just give that a Google or look up Riptide on Twitter, I think it's on SoundCloud at the moment, but it's coming soon to iTunes and Spotify and everywhere else. And give it a listen. Let us know what you think. And that is my self-promotion over. You guys got anything to promote? No, of course you don't. Next podcast is going to be our Fast Lane review, which is happening next week. So we've got that to look forward to, potentially, maybe.
I mean,
Probably not.
traditionally very shit paper,
Yeah.
but the card looks pretty good.
Yeah. And it'll be good. It'll be good. There'll be some good matches, as always. But yeah, until then, if you want to get in touch with us, we've got a Twitter and a Facebook and an Instagram. We've got an email address, but I've got no idea what it is. Can anyone help?
I can.
Oh, Brett. I was worried then that you weren't going to...
The hero we deserve.
Yes.
Come on, Brett.
Hardest
tell us.
part of the ring at gmail.com for the emails. At Hardest Part Pod for your Instagram, your Facebook, and your Twitter.
Oh, my God.
And if
It's
you
like
want
your-
a t-shirt, hardestpartofthering.bigcartel.com.
That might be the best one you've ever done, Brett.
That was
That
very
dominant.
good.
Dominant performance. I want
gave
you
me
to represent me in
butterflies
court.
in my stomach. It was so good.
Yeah. I'm going to go order a few T-shirts.
It's only taken how many episodes to nail it?
59. You did it, Brett, at last. Thank you very much for listening, everybody. I hope that wasn't too ridiculous and rude and stupid, but I think that's probably the only reason why people tune in anymore. It's definitely not for analysis or knowledge. But yeah, thank you. And until next week with our Fastlane review, it's goodbye from me, Adam. It's goodbye from Sam.
Objection!
Goodbye. Oh, Sam, you thought you got away with it.
I
but
did.
I'm gonna ask you.
Oh.
Your pun match.
Okay.
Did you come up with anything?
I'm about to. We're going to have Sid Justice versus
Oh.
John Subpoena
Oh, he's back.
He's back. in a trials
Very nice.
Does it just
litigation
count as a
and
pun if
courts
it's his
match.
actual wrestling name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done.
Objection to that one.
You should have gone for testimony. You could have kept
Oh,
it.
I forgot about
Played it
testimony.
earlier.
Oh.
Oh,
But trials,
dear.
litigation and court match?
Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're obviously happy with that because you said it twice.
There we go.
Well done. Well done. Well done for getting something out anyway. And
Thanks,
goodbye
man.
to you. As we said, goodbye to you, John.
Goodbye.
And goodbye, Brett.
Overruled.
Oh. Okay.
You're the last one to say goodbye. Sustained.
Yeah, you need to say goodbye, Adam. This is how this works.
I know, but he overruled the goodbyes, so I thought we couldn't do any. Okay, fine. Goodbye. That was the hardest part of the ring.
That is the hardest part of that ring.
For the hardest part